Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Happy Friday Eve and Happy New Year. It is 2024, and I can't believe it. We are 4 days into the new year. So, listen, I hope that your holiday season was amazing. I hope that you had an opportunity to experience joy, love, peace. Family and friends. And I know the holiday time is not always a happy season for everyone. So I do hope that you also had an opportunity to think about possibilities on the horizon. And so here we are on January the 4th, 2024. And I'm excited about starting a brand new year. I have to say this. 2023 was a year for me that had some peaks and some valleys. And coming through the last quarter of the year, I was just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I've spoken to family and friends, and I've even looked at some comments on social media from other people, celebrities included, who also said that 2023 was not an easy year, whether it was relationship issues or health issues or financial issues, trying to figure out how you were going to pay this, move this here to do this, that, or the other. People have experienced some not so easy times, but here we are at the beginning of a brand new year, and it is my intent to share with you tonight some upcoming events that will help you to be hopeful and expectant about a fabulous year ahead. So, I do want to take this opportunity to welcome you to the conversation. I want to share with you what is in store for 2024 from TruSynergy, and how you can be a part of this journey along with me. But before I do that, I do want to take this opportunity to introduce myself, because I do realize that some of you may have stumbled across this conversation. Maybe you saw it pop up on your feed, or maybe someone told you that I was going to be sharing tonight, and this is the first time that you are here in space with me. If that is the case, I do want to welcome you, yes, and I do want to take a brief moment to just introduce myself. As I said before, I didn't say before, I'm Ericka Sallee. I am a speaker, an Amazon #1 best-selling author, and transformation success coach. I am the owner of TruSynergy, and I get excited because I provide women and organizations with strategies and methods and tools to help move beyond some of those barriers that stand in the way of success. You know how it is. Sometimes we get fearful, or we're holding on to past norms and beliefs, or maybe we're concerned about what other people think, what other people say. You know, if I do this, then what are they going to think about me? That kind of mentality. And so moving beyond those types of barriers and others to help my clients get to the best versions of themselves. And so I get excited about being able to have conversations that will help people to figure out what that looks like for them. So, with that being said, I want to take this opportunity to just share a few things about what's in store for 2024. I do want to encourage you to get a piece of paper, a pencil, a pen. If you can, if you're driving, then I do want you to be safe. And so I encourage you to go back to look at the replay, as this will be on all of my social media feeds. So you can go back and you can get the tidbits that you need. But if you're in a place where you can take notes, I do encourage you to do that. It is my intent to give you the information and let you get on with the rest of your evening, as I know that life is happening all around and we need to keep things moving. So let me do this. I'm going to quickly let you know a couple of things. I am going to be sharing 3 things in this space tonight. 3 things. The first thing is that I want to share specific areas of focus that I will be intentional about in this coming year. It is my hope that these areas will be things that I get to share with you that will help you to begin thinking about what that best version looks like for you, not just in this new year, but hopefully in the years to come. I'm also going to share some upcoming events with you. Some of these events will be based and others will be free. I am going to be sharing a couple of events that are hosted by other organizations that I will be participating in. So I want to make sure that you have information about those things. And then I'm going to share with you how to stay connected with me through the course of this year. So again, I want you to take this opportunity, get your pen, get your paper, get your pencils out. I don't know about you all, but I am looking forward to something new in this year. And I want to not just experience it for myself, but I want to be able to share with you. So, in this next 20 to 25 minutes, as I'm passing this information along to you, I want you to be thinking about what you are anticipating for this new year. I want to give you a second to marinate on that. I want you to think about what you are anticipating in this new year, because I do believe that the first part of bringing something about is how we think about it. Now, if you've been in any conversation with me before, whether it's here, some other space that we've been in together, perhaps you've been a client of mine, you know that I often say that what we begin to create cannot be created unless we first start to think about it. So as I'm sharing this information with you, I do want you to be thinking about what you are expecting, what you are anticipating in this new year for yourself. I also want to let you know that as I'm sharing, if you have questions or if you have comments that you want to drop in the feed, then please by all means do that. And I will do my level best to address those as we go along. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So as I said, I want to share 3 specific focus areas with you. Now, these will probably not be new, especially if you have come along the journey with me in any other format. But I do think that it's important to reiterate, because as you see things happening through the course of the year, I want you to make a connection with these 3 areas. So the first area that I want to share is the focus of joy. The focus of joy. Now, you may or may not know, but my second book was released in September of 2023, which really seems like it was just yesterday. I know you may have heard me say this, but I'm like, man, time has moved so quickly. And before we know it, and I don't want to rush it along, but we might be at the end of the month moving into February. But okay, I don't want to go there because I don't want to scare anybody and say, oh my gosh, I already knew that it was moving fast. And now you are reminding me. But in September of last year, I released my second book. I'm here now, what? Finding Joy After the Storm. And one of the things that I recognize is that every single one of us has something that we are transitioning through. For me, this was the opportunity to share my transition through divorce. Okay. And so it was imperative for me then, and still is now, and hence some of the content in the book around finding joy. Okay. Doesn't necessarily mean everything is the way we would want it to be, but how do we find joy in spite of? A few weeks ago, I, did a week-long special where I was looking at specific things throughout the course of each day to bring me joy. So in this coming year, that area of focus will continue to help us to think about, what does joy look like for me? What does fulfillment look like for me? And being very, very intentional to focus on it and to pursue it. So that's the first area of focus. The second area that I want to really be intentional about sharing with you in this new year is well-being. Now, again, if you have ever seen a post, if you have ever worked with me, if you've had a conversation with me, you know that well-being is the foundation of a lot of what I talk about. Here's the reason why. I do believe that taking care of ourselves, mind, body, spirit, are very, or is very important. Okay. Um, for those of us who have a tendency to focus on other things, other people outside of us, then I want you in particular to understand that well-being is absolutely crucial. And so, whether that's mental well being, physical well being, spiritual well being, emotional well being, relational well being, that is a conversation that you will hear me talk about all throughout this year. There will be things offered that connect with well being. Here's another reason why I know that this is important. So, this is 2024. And I want you to go with me for a second. And I want to preface what I'm about to say with this. This conversation is not intended to be a political conversation. I've said this multiple times, but I often use the political landscape to leverage the conversation that I really want you to, that I want you to hear from me. So this is 2024. We know that we are on the verge of another presidential election. Okay. Now, I'm going to say this from my perspective. You get to fill in whatever else it is that you may be feeling about, not this, but something else. Okay. What I don't understand is how we can be in a situation where a previous president who has created a lot of angst and a lot of trauma within our community can still be in the conversation for the next. Okay. So for me, that brings this level of, oh God, anxiety. Okay. For you, it might be that, or maybe something else. It may be other community related issues. It may be other societal related issues. It may be other things that you see happening around the world. So put that on top of your daily day to day. Okay. Taking care of your family, taking care of your job, paying your bills, making sure you keep the lights on and food on the table. Then put that on top of, oh God, but there's this goal that I want to achieve for myself. There's something that I want to do next. And I'm trying to figure out how to go about all of that. So think about all of those things that come together to create this level of stress and anxiety, frustration, uncertainty, where you may be questioning yourself. You're trying to figure all the things out. You're making decisions. You're taking care of your stuff. And you are looking at the landscape around and you're like, oh gosh, what in the world? Like, I know 2024 is here and I know we got to think about new and exciting, but there's some stuff that is happening and will be happening that's causing me to feel some kind of way that may not necessarily feel as good to me as I'd like. So this is why this particular area of focus, well-being, is oh so crucial, because we have to be intentional about doing the things, connecting with the things and situations and people and practices that keep us as healthy as we can possibly be, regardless of the things that are going on around us. So it will be also imperative for me to stress this area of focus, because it's not just important for me personally, but there's going to be a lot of messaging and stuff happening and conversations and all kinds of confusion that may try to put us into a place that's not the best place. And so what I want to get out to you is anything that is intentional about aligning with mind, body, spirit wellness. Okay. The other thing I want to mention too, and this is going to connect me to the third focus area that I want to share with you tonight, is that one of the things that's important when I say TruSynergy, it is the essence of creating that space, mind, body, spirit, that is well, that feels good, that helps to guide us to something that is positive, right? So when I talk about programs and things that I'm offering, it's always with the intent of connecting wellness with the transformation. Okay, which brings me to the third focus area, and I'll bring that point home in just a moment. Is transformation. Okay, This is not new, but here's what I will say. Transformation is when we want to change, when we want to move from one place to the next, when we want to create something new or different or exciting for ourselves, right? You may be in a place where you say, oh gosh, I want to make a career change. How do you go about that? How do you move some of the things out of the way in order to start approaching that? Oh my gosh, I want to write a book, or I want to start a business, or I want to start a family, or I want to start a relationship. Whatever that is, moving you from this point to the next, that transformation is going to be an intentional part of the conversation throughout the course of this year. So let me go back to what I was saying about the wellness part and the transformation piece. So for me in this space, it's important to make sure that I am sharing with you a holistic approach to taking care of yourself, which I think is important. And that comes before we can move into whatever transformation looks like for us. Because a lot of times we try to go after things, right? Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. But we're so stressed and we're so bogged down with stuff that we don't have the mental, the physical capacity to go out there and do the thing that we want to do. So it's going to be important for us to center on taking care of self, um, so that we can then put the time, the energy, and effort into transformation. Okay. So, first area of focus again, joy. The second, well being. And then the third is transformation. So, that means that as you hear from me through the course of this year, those will be three specific focus areas that I want you to embrace. Okay. So, hey, Vernette, happy Friday Eve. Happy New Year to you. It's good to see you on live with me tonight. I hope that you had an amazing holiday season and that you're excited about this new year. All right. So, with that being said, I want to now move into the second part of the conversation that I want to have with you tonight, and that is to share the upcoming events that are on tap for 2024. And as I said before, I've got a couple things here that I want to mention that are going on with some organizations that I'm super excited to be connected with. So I do want to make sure that I look at my notes, give you all the things that I want to share so that I don't miss anything in particular. So first of all, I do want to let you know that I will be emceeing for the Professional Women's Network, PWN's upcoming conference, Elevate and Influence Conference. That is scheduled for January the 20th. PWN is an organization out of Pittsburgh. I'm super excited to be the MC for this event. This is year 3, I believe, and I've been blessed to be a part of their group coaching cohort for their members. And so if you are looking to elevate yourself and create influence, not just for yourself, but as you are connected with the women in this particular organization, then you do want to check out this event. There will be 2 components. There is a virtual opportunity, and then I know that there'll be some on-site things happening in Pittsburgh, but if you're not in that region, you're not in that area, then the virtual opportunity is one for you to consider. So if you are interested in this, I do encourage you to go to the website, which you see at the bottom of the screen, which is prowomensnet.com. You can get information about the organization and you can register for this event. The next event that I want you to take note of is something that I'm super excited about. It is the Finding Your Joy Live program, which is actually the companion program to my new book. Now, I will say this, the book is actually available still on Amazon. I know Christmas is over, but there may be somebody that you didn't see during the holiday and you're trying to, you're going to see them in the next few days or next week. And you're like, oh, what am I going to get them? Well, this might be an opportunity. But aside from that, I'm also going to invite you to participate with me in the Finding Your Joy Live. It is a 7-session group coaching program. Okay. So who is this program for? It is for the woman who may be going through or have already been through divorce. That's my story. That's the backdrop of the book. However, there are other things that you may be going through, like loss of a job, or maybe, there's a transition in some other type of relationship for you and you're trying to navigate that. So this program is for you if that is you. You may also be the woman who says, you know what? Oh, now I'm an empty nester and I don't know what to do with myself. Or you might be the woman who says, oh my gosh, I'm trying to navigate this thing called the dating game, the new world of dating. And how do I show up to be myself as I'm trying to connect and find companionship? You may also be the woman who is trying to figure out how to put yourself first. I know there's a lot of conversation around that. Well, I don't want to do it because, oh, I feel guilty when I do something for myself. Oh, well, they're dependent on me, so I can't take this time for me because they need me. If you are that woman, then maybe this is the year where you say to yourself, oh, but I know that it's time for me to put myself first. I don't know how to do it. I know it's time to do it. So this program is for you. You may also be the woman who says, I just want to recreate something new for myself. I just want to reinvent myself. How do I do that? So if any of that resonates with you, then I'm going to encourage you to secure your spot for the Finding Your Joy live program. It starts January the 29th. There's still some time, but that'll be here before you know it. And the key to that I want to make sure you get is that there are limited spaces, okay? This is an intimate space that I've created, and so I want to make sure that it is exactly that, sacred space. The numbers are small, so there's limited space available. If you think that this is for you, then I want you to go ahead and grab your spot. This program is intended to do three things, and I'm going to move on to the next. The first is to help you to process. When we've got a lot of things going on, we're trying to figure out, well, my emotions are here. I'm thinking about it this way. I'm not really sure. So it's intended to help you process the ups and downs of the transition. It's also intended to help you to pivot away from the emotional strain that's connected when we're trying to make those decisions. We're trying to process through. It's like, I'm feeling this kind of way. I don't understand how and why, but I know I can't stay here. And then lastly, and this is probably the most important part of the program, is to help you to push forward, to concentrate and focus on joy for your future. Okay. So again, Finding Your Joy Live begins January the 29th. You can register at TruSynergy.org to claim your spot. So when you go to the website, you'll get information about pricing. There's Q&As. There's information as to when the timing of when the program, just January 29th. So we'll do it every Monday from January 29th through whatever the last 7 weeks or whatever. Now, I will say this. There's a couple extra sessions in there. So roughly 7 to 9 sessions. I do want to be really clear with that. So again, Finding Your Joy Live kicks off January the 29th. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. So the next event that I want you to be mindful of, now February, I know, is what we technically call the month of love because Valentine's Day is February the 14th, right? So what I'd like to say is that I want to classify February as self-love month. Okay? Self-love month. Now, this goes back to well-being. And a few minutes ago, I said, hey, you know what? You might be a woman who is always, always, always taking care of everybody else. You're doing for everybody else. And you do it so much that you don't even think about yourself. Well, I want us to refocus that. So in the month of February, I am going to be offering breathwork and meditation sessions every Saturday in the month of February. So I am a certified meditation coach and breathwork practitioner. And these are important practices that I absolutely enjoy for myself. I practice this with my clients. And so what I've decided to do is every Saturday in the month of February, I want to offer these practices to you. Now, there are 4 Saturdays in February. So February the 3rd, the first Saturday of the month, The session that I'm going to offer on that date is going to be complimentary. Okay. All you have to do is register for it and find a comfortable space in your home, because each of these sessions will be virtual. So it takes all of the, oh gosh, I got to drive somewhere, I got to be here, it might be cold, it might be a snowstorm. You don't have to worry about any of that, because these sessions will be virtual. So February the 3rd will be a complimentary session. The other 3 Saturdays, Saturday the 10th, the 17th, and the 24th, those sessions can be purchased as individual sessions at $20 per session, or you can purchase the package for those 3 dates at $50. Okay. Now, I know it's a lot that I'm putting out. I'm just giving you the information, and I'm going to share with you as we wrap up how to stay connected, so that as these things are happening, that you got it. Okay. So I want to say that again. So every Saturday in the month of February, I will be offering breathwork and meditation sessions. This connects us to the whole well-being component, and it is focused on self-love, right? You can love up on everybody else, but this is an opportunity for you to take time out for you. February 3rd is complimentary. February 10th, 17th, and 24th, those sessions can be purchased individually, or you can package them and be a part of each of those sessions. Now, here's what this is where I'm going to need your help. Okay. So I would absolutely love to offer these practices beyond the month of February. Okay. I know how important it is to incorporate these types of practices into your self-care routine. I know how important it is to incorporate these types of practices to manage your stress and your anxiety. I know how important it is for these practices to just connect you with self, and to be mindful of being still, and to really use these as practices that you don't have to pay for once they're over. You can use these day after day, right, as part of your self-care routine. I know that, but I want to hear from you. So at the end of February, when the last session is over, I'm going to ask you to participate in a survey and tell me what you think. Do you think that these are services that you would benefit from and that you would be willing to participate in if they are offered beyond the month of February? So in my mind, I'm thinking, if I offered these once a month, is it something that you would find valuable? So after the sessions are over for the self-love month in February, then I'm going to ask you to share with me what your thoughts are on providing the sessions on a more consistent basis. Okay, so just wanted to give you a heads up on that. So let's move on to the next event. I want you to mark your calendars for March the 8th. March the 8th. I'm super excited that this is year 6 for the Women's Leadership Forum. So I will be one of the amazing lineup of facilitators for the Women's Leadership Forum this year, March the 8th. This is an event that is hosted by my dear friend, Colette Coakley. And so this year, the focus is going to be on several areas: health and wellness, finances, marketing, and leveling up. So you don't want to miss this event. I also believe there is a virtual component as well. So if you're not in the Maryland area, specifically Owings Mills, it will be held at the Owings Mills Marriott. To register for this event, you can go to forwardwlf.org, which you see going across the bottom of your screen. So I'm super, super excited about that. Both of these organizations are aligned with the message that I hold for women. It is to empower women, to help us to really be the very best that we can be in all facets of our lives, and to be able to manage the ebb and flow of what that looks like as we are navigating those things. So again, the Women's Leadership Forum is March the 8th. you can register at forwardwlf.org. You can also get additional information about the Women's Leadership Forum as well. So let's go to the next thing. So I also want you to mark your calendars for May the 25th. May the 25th is Finding Your Joy live and in-person brunch. So here's the thing. So finding your joy, there's several different layers to this conversation. So the Finding Your Joy Live that kicks off January 29th, that is the group coaching program. It's more of an intimate opportunity for women to come together in the space to talk more about the things that are in the book and different strategies that I connect to the chapters in the book. So that's the first layer of the Finding Your Joy Live series. The second is this one, Finding Your Joy Live and in-person brunch. This is an opportunity for women to come together to network and to have conversations that, it's been amazing to me to hear these conversations in other spaces, right? So conversations about dating, relationship building, conversations about if you are in a relationship or if you are married, how do you show up to be your authentic self? How do you create the right boundaries for yourself so that you can be in a space of fulfillment no matter what the relationship status is? So the Finding Your Joy live and in-person brunch is going to be an opportunity for us to have those kinds of conversations. Intimate space, the freedom to speak as women in a way that sometimes we don't think that we can, or that we may be too shy to talk and focus on certain topics. I'm not going to get into all of it here, but just suffice it to say that it's a space for just bringing ourselves into conversation without judgment or fear of not being able to have certain discussions. So more details to come on that, but I do want you to mark your calendar for May the 25th. Again, Finding Your Joy Live and in person. And then the final event that I want to share with you is the Finding Your Joy Live Up Close and Personal Retreat. Okay. Up Close and Personal Retreat. So this is October the 18th through the 20th. I am in the process of finalizing a few details on that, but I do want you to mark your calendars for this date, October the 18th through the 20th. This retreat, again, is intended to be more of an intimate space. One of the things that's very important to me is to be able to give women a space that they can be and not feel like every single hour of the weekend is laced with activities and stuff. Well, I got to be here this time. We got to be here. We got to do this. Because we do that all the time. So this retreat is intended to give you an opportunity to, one, put yourself first, to be able to do exactly what it says, to retreat, to step away from some of the things that are vying for your attention every single day, and to give you an opportunity, excuse me, to recharge. So again, October the 18th through the 20th, I'm going to hold the location for now, but I do want you to mark this on your calendar. So as we wrap up, I know that I've given you a lot of information, lots of dates, lots of events, lots of things going on. You're like, oh my goodness, joy, well-being, transformation. I want you to get that in your head. Joy, well-being, transformation. Say it with me. Joy, well-being, transformation. You can type it in the comments. If you type it in the comments, that means I know you're paying attention. Joy, well-being, transformation. Okay. Lots of information about events. And so you might be saying to yourself, oh my goodness, it was so much that you gave me. How am I going to keep up with this? Okay, well, I'm glad you asked. So I'm going to tell you how to stay connected with me. Okay. So now I realize that you may be watching on a number of different platforms. So I'm going to invite you to stay connected with me either through the website, and you'll see all the information scrolling across the bottom of your screen. So you can visit me at TruSynergy.org. You can also stay connected with me on Facebook and LinkedIn at Ericka Sallee, and then on Instagram at TruSynergy_. So the information that I share with you tonight, details of those events will be shared with you on my social media platforms. Again, you can visit the website, because in some cases I may direct you to the website to either register for things or get more information. So that's TruSynergy.org. Also, Facebook and LinkedIn, I will be posting a number of different things, and it may not always be something that you need to sign up for. But as I'm sharing messages about joy, well-being, transformation, there may be messages that you need or that may be a blessing to you in the moments that you find yourself in. So you want to stay connected with me. Again, Facebook and LinkedIn is Ericka Sallee. Instagram is TruSynergy_. Now, here's the other thing that I do want to mention. You can also connect with me on YouTube. All right. Now, I have not been as diligent with posting videos on YouTube. Everything that I do here from the live stream is automatically posted to YouTube. There was a point in time where I was doing videos on a regular basis, and I shied away from that. One of the things that I learned just from trying to understand YouTube, what's the best approach and how do you use the platform, was, when you use YouTube, you get on there and you introduce yourself and you tell people what your point is going to be or what you're going to share. You tell them what to do next, and then you get out, right? And I know that's a good pattern and it's very regimented, but I also recognize that there are some times where I may not want to do it that way. And I may want to share some behind the scenes or have more in-depth or authentic conversations or whatever the case may be. And so I am figuring this part out. So here's what I will say is that if you have not subscribed to the channel, I'm going to invite you to do that. You will see the channel information right there on the screen. You can find me on YouTube at True Talk with Ericka Sallee. Now, if you've been hanging around with me for a while, you may remember True Talk Tuesdays, which was my Facebook group years ago. And so I decided that I wanted to kind of blow the dust off of that and reincorporate the idea. True Talk with Ericka Sallee is the YouTube channel. There's actually a video out there right now that I posted just kind of talking about this space, right? This platform and establishing the evolution of it for TruSynergy, sort of in a, okay, I'm gonna figure it out as I go kind of way. So I will tell you to do a couple of things. I want you to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to ask you to share that channel out, and then I will ask you to turn on the notifications so that as I'm posting new videos that you get notifications of those. I'm also going to ask you to follow me on the other social media platforms. So you may be watching this right now on LinkedIn, and maybe you're not following me on Facebook and Instagram, or vice versa. So I'm going to ask you to visit me in those other places. And that way, as information is coming out about 2024, that you will be in the know. Okay. So I think that I have shared all the things, given you all the information. The other thing that I will mention, two things, and I'm going to let you go. So again, I will invite you to go to Amazon. So if you have not gotten a copy of my new book, I'm Here Now, What? Finding Joy After the Storm, you can get that on Amazon. It is available in paperback, hardcover, and ebook. So whichever your preference, the book is available to you. And then here's the final thing I'm going to say. I sat down and I was kind of thinking about the landscape of this next year. And I thought, well, how do I want to approach this year? And what things do I want to be focusing on and intentional about and messages and all that kind of stuff? And, sometimes that can be a little overwhelming because you're trying to cram 12 months worth of stuff into a moment in time where you're trying to plan, especially when the clock strikes midnight and January 1st comes. And a lot of times we have a tendency to be like, oh my gosh, I got to do all this. So as I sat down to write out my thoughts and then wanted to share with you, I said, okay, this is what I have on paper. And I just am prayerful about it because some things might change and fluctuate. And that's the reason why I want you to stay connected with me. Website, social media, all the things, because as things are moving, I want to be able to share with you how they're moving. And we're just going to go on this journey together. Okay. We're going to go on this journey together. I'm super excited about that. One thing I do believe is that we need to be in a space to support, to uplift, to learn, to grow, to process, so that we can get to that best version, whatever that looks like for you. Okay. And you might be saying, I don't know what it looks like. Well, that's the reason why I want you to stay connected, because there might be something in all of what I've shared tonight. And there will be other things in between time. There'll be other things happening. Some things I intentionally left out of the conversation because there's still some evolution of those things happening. And so if you stay connected with me, then as those things are happening, then you will be in the know. So if there aren't any questions or final comments, then I'm going to wrap up the conversation for tonight. But I do appreciate you being with me to find out what's in store for TruSynergy for you and I in 2024. I look forward to seeing you all again real soon. But until I do, I want you to stay well, and I want you to stay connected. All right. So with that being said, I look forward to seeing y'all again real soon. All right. Bye-bye.